Hi, and welcome back to wiredhousehold.com, where I help you get control of your technology. It's that time of year again. Apple has released a new iPhone, and everyone asked me the same question. I've been asked by a handful of people the same thing. I've been waiting for a new iPhone. What iPhone am I supposed to buy? So I want to run down and help you with this question really quickly and give you my recommendation for which new iPhone I think you should buy if you are in the market for a new iPhone. And I'm going to tell you why this matters is because one of the things I've seen people get more frustrated with than almost anything else in all of their life related to technology is the fact that they go and they spend good money on a smartphone and it doesn't do what they want it to do. That is the worst case scenario. But getting a smartphone that's going to do what you want it to do actually starts with what you buy and making the right purchasing decision so that it doesn't come back to bite you later. When iPhones first came out, the real question you had to ask was, do you want more memory or less? There was like only one choice to make. And then it became, okay, well now there's different generations with different memory. And then it became there's different sizes of the phone. Do I want a big one or a little one? And how much memory do I want? And the bigger one had different features. And now with this latest release cycle, it's not just one new iPhone, it's 3 new iPhones. There's a very top one called the iPhone 10. And then 2 new versions of the iPhone 8. And then, of course, they're still selling the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus and the iPhone 6S and 6S Plus, and they're still selling one called the iPhone SE. So what in the world are you supposed to do? Well, I'm going to make a couple of assumptions. The first is I'm going to assume that you, like most of us, if you go and buy a new phone, you're not just going to plunk down the $600, $700, $800, $900 and just buy it outright. Now, my recommendation might be the same if that's you. But who I'm specifically talking to today is your average consumer who's going to go to the carrier or they're going to go to Apple and they're going to finance the new phone and pay it down over 24 months with 0% interest. Most plans, whether you, no matter which carrier you're with or whether you go from Apple, over the life of the phone, how many payments you make, you're going to end up paying the same cost as if you just plunked it down most of the time at 0% financing. So those are the people I'm talking to because when you go and buy a new phone, people get sticker shock at the price of the phone itself. And what I want to tell you and make you think about is that actually if you do it through carrier financing, it's only a few dollars a month as you look at each tier of phone. That's really important in your decision because you have to remember that this in your pocket, this is more akin to a computer than a phone. I think a lot of people get caught up, they think about that old crappy flip phone. I used to have, I went into Sprint, I bought a crappy flip phone for like $30 and that was it. That's not this. This is more akin to the computer that you own, that your laptop or your desktop computer. In fact, in recent tests, the brand new iPhones that came out are as fast. They're as fast as the most recent MacBook Pros. I mean, that's how fast these are. These are computers in your pocket. So yes, they are expensive. But when you finance them over 24 months, it's only a few dollars per month. So I don't want you to think, oh, I just want to get the cheapest phone. That's not a good decision. You have to get the phone that's going to meet your needs because this becomes the center of your digital life. So I want you to, so the first thing I'm assuming is you're going to finance it over a period of time. The second thing is that I'm assuming, like for most of us, the most important thing you're going to do with your phone is actually take pictures. And so the camera is going to factor in heavily into my recommendation. And lastly, I'm going to assume that most of you are going to keep your phone until it dies. So if that's you, you're going to finance your carrier, you care mostly about photos and being able to take good photos, and you're going to keep your phone until it dies. You're the person I'm talking to. If you're the person who wants the latest and greatest phone, you already know which phone you want. If you're, and if you're somebody who you're going to walk in and just plunk down the change and just buy whatever phone is there, maybe it's going to be different for you. But if you're going to finance it, you want good photos, and you're going to keep your phone until it dies, here's my recommendation. First of all, don't buy the iPhone SE. Don't buy the iPhone 6S or 6S Plus. That's old technology. Don't waste your money. It's at least 2 years old. This is a device that you're going to be able to keep for 4, 5, 6, 7 years if you keep it in good condition, especially the newer models. So don't buy 2-year-old technology. You're just wasting your money. Secondly, on the flip side, the iPhone 10, it's incredible. If you are a tech person, which I don't, if you are, you're not watching this right now. I geek out over the iPhone 10. That's awesome. The features that are in it, the stuff they've packed into it, it's incredible stuff. But for most of us, you're not going to find the value in it. It's new technology. I would advise staying away from that for your average consumer. So my recommendation then, if you get rid of the top tier, you get rid of the iPhone 10, you're going to get rid of the SE and the 6S or the 6S Plus. That really only leaves the iPhone 7s or the iPhone 8s. And I'm also going to say that you should not buy the iPhone 7. So I'm going to throw that one out too. So the iPhone 7, the camera in the iPhone 7 Plus is so far superior to the iPhone 7 that I promise you that if you get it, it's going to blow you away. In fact, what I would say to you is that if you're upgrading from almost any generation of phone, the iPhone 7 Plus is going to be such a huge upgrade that you're going to be happy with it. In fact, my wife has an iPhone 6S Plus. This is an iPhone 7 Plus. It's only 1 year newer. When we went on vacation recently, we were down at the beach. She didn't even want to take pictures with her phone. The camera on the iPhone 7 Plus is so far superior. It's incredible. You will not be disappointed. So you really just have to decide, do you want to get a smaller phone or do you want to get a larger phone? The smaller iPhone 8 is the only small phone I would recommend. If you want a slightly smaller phone, get an iPhone 8. And if you want a slightly larger phone, my recommendation, even though I think you'd be so happy with the iPhone 7 Plus, is buy the newer technology. Buy the iPhone 8 Plus. So at the end of the day, I'm really just saying you have one choice to make. Get a smaller phone or a larger phone, but if you're going to do it, you get the iPhone 8 or the iPhone 8 Plus. Here's the second thing. Do not buy the lowest tier. Upgrade the memory. Get 256 gigabytes of memory in either one. Don't bother with the 64 gigabytes. It seems like a lot. The photo size in these things are huge. The video size is huge. If you don't get the larger one, you will run out of space. Again, you're talking about just a few dollars per month more to get that upgraded one. So my recommendation, again, is either an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 8 Plus in 256 gigabytes, either one. That's so important. Don't get the lower one. They're going to try to sell it to you. Say, I don't want that junk. I want an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 8 Plus in 256 gigabytes. And if you really had to push me and you said, Jeremy, you've left me with a decision that I just can't make. iPhone 8 or iPhone 8 Plus, I'm so torn. What's the difference? I would say to you, if you told me I had to go in and make the choice for you, I would tell you, get the iPhone 8 Plus in 256 gigabytes. If you haven't used a larger 5.5-inch display phone, it's going to feel big to you the first time you put it in your hand. There's going to take some getting used to if you're used to flipping through with your thumb. You're going to forget about that almost immediately, and the first time you take a photo with it and you do it in portrait mode and you get a picture of your spouse, your partner, or your kids or whatever, it's going to blow you away. You will never regret it. So if you really want the smaller phone, the iPhone 8 is a great phone. But my recommendation at the end of the day, if you had to push me, if you had to say, Jeremy, pick a phone for me, I'd get the iPhone 8 Plus in 256 gigabytes. So that's my recommendation for the iPhone. Again, if you are financing it through your carrier, if you really want good photos and you're going to keep your phone for a while, there's no question in my mind the phone to get is the iPhone 8 Plus 256 gigabytes. You won't be disappointed. If you decide to get a phone because of this recommendation, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like or subscribe, and thanks again for watching.